Hi, my name is Kyla Mitchell, and this video is done to fulfill my UMGC IT project management final exam. Today's date is March 26, 2023. With me today, I have Devin Edwards, Jeff Mitchell, and Rob Edwards. Okay, so I am going to share a presentation with you. And then, is it going? All right. Okay, so this is my UMGC ISAS 600 final presentation. By the end of this presentation, you should all know what information technology is and how it can be used in business. You should be able to list all of the steps that are involved in creating an IT strategy, and you should also be able to understand why an IT strategy could be beneficial for business. And then you should also be able to understand and explain the importance of cybersecurity. So what is IT? Information technology is made up of pretty much everything that goes into a computer and all of the different uses for various forms of technology. So whether that's hardware or software or telecommunications or even technology that's used for security, there are so many different facets of information technology, but in a nutshell, it's just everything that technology encompasses is involved in information technology. How can IT be used in business? IT is actually a really huge benefit to businesses. There are countless reasons that businesses would use IT, and more than likely, a business will use multiple forms of information technology on a daily basis. Just to give you a couple examples, businesses can use IT to increase productivity. So what this might look like is a company that uses AI to automate some of their processes and free up some of their employees' time. IT can also be used to promote teamwork. So telecommuting, like Zoom calls, emails, everything that people use to communicate with someone else on the team. Usually that's done through information technology of some form. When businesses are faced with difficult decisions, having access to great expanses of data can help them make decisions more efficiently and make better decisions. So information technology is really great for decision making. Like I said, it can automate processes and help increase the productivity levels of employees. Information technology can also be used to store and protect information. So whether that is a data storage or a secure server where passwords are stored, there are lots of different uses for storing and protecting information. And it can also be used to improve customer experiences. A lot of businesses have like a chat box on their website where customers can interact directly with a customer service representative. Information technology can also be used to expedite how quickly customers get products or get their questions answered. So information technology is definitely useful in benefiting both businesses and customers. What is strategic IT? Information technology strategy outlines how technology can be used to meet business needs. So basically what this means is if a business can identify what is important to it and what their goals are, then they can develop a strategy that incorporates information technology to help them meet these goals. So the first step in developing a strategy for information technology is to define what is most important to the business and what exactly the business needs. And then they have to list out all of the different IT capabilities, like product services that they have accessible to them. And they have to decide how the information technology capabilities that the business has access to can help support the business side of their operation. After they have identified their needs and identified, the capabilities to help them meet these needs, then they have to actually design the information technology that they're going to use to meet their goals. They do this by creating a strategy roadmap. And once this roadmap is complete and they know what needs to be done in what order to help meet the goals and finish what the business is trying to do, then they have to sit down and allocate all of the resources that they have available to them, and figure out how much money, how much time, how many employees they want to assign to each part of the information technology in order to help meet their needs. One of the most important forms of information technology is everything that goes into cybersecurity. Basically, cybersecurity is just protecting people online. That's what it boils down to. So who are we being protected against when we use IT for cybersecurity? There are 3 groups of people that usually perform cyber attacks. They're criminals. That one's pretty obvious. These are the people that hack into bank accounts or gain access to personal information with the intention of committing a crime or hurting someone. Activists are also people that can perform cyber attacks. So if, for example, like a Planned Parenthood, if a business like that were to be hacked into by like a pro-lifer, then these activists would use the information that they steal from Planned Parenthood to further their own political agenda. So that's why activists would commit a cyber attack. And then the third group of people that commit cyber attacks is actually governments or like state officials. This is pretty highly debated, and there's obviously a lot of contention surrounding why governments would perform a cyber attack. There are lots of reasons that happens, but governments, criminals, and activists are all people that perform cyber attacks. Over 30,000 websites are hacked daily, so that kind of just goes to show you why cybersecurity is so important. And the best way to protect yourself from a cyber attack is to prioritize cybersecurity, whether that's dedicating more money to invest in better technology to protect yourself, or changing your passwords regularly, just taking measures to protect yourself and having a recovery plan just in case a cyber attack occurs. These are really important steps for businesses to take to ensure that they have good cybersecurity measures in place. If a cyber attack occurs, businesses that can successfully navigate these attacks and have a plan for how to recover data or how to alert customers that there's been a breach, or they know how to mitigate the effects of this attack, are the businesses that are going to be the most successful in moving beyond a cyber attack. So information technology is at the heart of all business operations. It can be used strategically to help maximize a business's efficiency, customer relations, telecommunications, and profit. And basically what it boils down to is if you use technology, there is a risk of cyber attacks. So just having, there's things popping up. Just having a plan in place to prevent cyber attacks and to recover from cyber attacks should they occur are the best ways that businesses can protect themselves. And then I don't know where the sources are, but I'll show that later. So do you have any questions about what you learned today?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So, can you break down what the difference is between information technology and information systems?
Yeah, absolutely. So information technology is kind of like I said, everything that boils down to technology. So like hardware, software, telecommunications, all of that is part of information technology. Information systems are a little bit larger, in addition to the actual technology that's being used. Information systems also includes like the people that use the technology, the processes that are involved in like creating the technology, utilizing the technology. Those are all part of information systems. So information system is like a big broad umbrella, and then information technology is one thing underneath the umbrella of information systems. Does that help clarify that?
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Awesome. Good question. Anybody else have a question?
I have a question. Why are governments considered to be a group that actually carries out cyber attacks?
That's a really good question. So if you think about it, the government's main job is, or I guess like their main argument for why they would carry out a cyber attack is to protect people. So for example, like if someone were to commit a crime, the government could hack into their phone records and see who they were communicating with, like try to find a suspect or try to find any like alibis, that's the word, like see if they have an alibi for when the crime was committed, or like see if they can figure out the motive behind the crime. So that's one example. They could also carry out a cyber attack on other governments. So if we're in a war situation where it's looking like another country might attack us, then our government could potentially hack into another country's government, in order to gather intel to figure out what the attack would look like and how to like prevent that attack from happening. So like I said, this is a pretty highly debated issue on like why governments are carrying out cyber attacks. And it really boils down to whether people value their privacy or their safety more. And uh, any privacies that are given up for the sake of security are never gotten back. So citizens just need to be aware that governments have access to information, and they could use it to protect us, but there is also the possibility of harm being done. So definitely something to keep in mind. Yeah.
But how do you feel about the government spying on citizens and regular people?
I think this is definitely, there's a lot of gray area around this. We actually watched a TED Talk in like previous week of this class. Miko Hipponen is the name of the man that gave the TED Talk. He kind of talked about how like even if we feel secure with the government that exists today using our information, we might not feel secure with the government that has our information like 50 years from now. You know, like if the government keeps changing and the motives behind having this information change, then it could be a bigger problem. For right now, I personally I value security a bit more than I value privacy. Like the internet is so broad and so like easily accessible by people of like all different like people that have different reasons for wanting information. So like the information is out there regardless. And if a cyber attack is being done to keep me safe, like I am happier with that happening than a cyber attack being done to like cause me harm, if that makes sense.
It does. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have one more.
Yeah.
What was the most interesting thing that you learned in this class that you hadn't gone over during this presentation?
That wasn't in this presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So my favorite thing that we did this semester was we had to come up with a business problem, like a real problem that we're experiencing in business, and try to find a solution for it. by creating a database. So the problem that I came up with was I'm a wedding planner, and one of the big parts of my job is renting out decor items to our clients, but we don't have a really strong system of keeping track of which bride is getting what style plate, or like where rentals are going on certain days, or even who books rentals first, because everything is let out on a first come first serve basis. But we don't have a system put in place to navigate where these rentals are supposed to go. So I came up with an idea for a database that would plug in like all of the information that we have about every single rental item. And then there would kind of be two views of the database. So on the one hand, like the customers would only see what rental items are available for their wedding day, and that way they can't pick something that someone else has already chosen. And then on the back end of it, we would have, like, the planners would have access to all of the information about all of the clients, all of the rentals, and we can like drag and drop which rentals are assigned to which clients and who got them first. So that was, I think, my favorite part of this semester.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions?
I don't.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to thank you so much for being here with me and letting me talk to you for a few minutes. Thank you for giving me your time and attention. It was really great to be able to do this. So hopefully you learned something today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.